Mate, there's no point getting a little bit aggy about it.
Well, there's no need for a search. Guess what else I haven't got on me? Any ID nuts, so... That's fine, no worries. That's absolutely...
Welcome to Noxium, where police power meets public accountability.
This episode is brought to us by Auditor Matt. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. Outside Kent Police Headquarters, Auditor Matt is calmly photographing marked vehicles when the atmosphere shifts the moment officers step in. There is no attempt to piece together what is actually happening. Instead, they rely entirely on what they have been told and move straight into action. It is the kind of response that bypasses curiosity and replaces it with certainty, where second-hand information is treated as sufficient to justify.
Why are you taking pictures of police cars? Just a horror. Yeah, okay. There's been some information that you've potentially been lingering around the car parks as well. Right. It's a bit strange though, isn't it?
I think what we're going to do, just to be on the safe side, we're going to detain you for the purposes of search, alright? It's only going to be a quick search. Alright.
How about that, guys? He promised us a look at the police cars, and these two douchebags are just going to detain us. Right, so, what's the problem with that? What's your call number?
What's my con number? PC15138 Melville.
15004.
Mate, there's no point getting a little bit aggy about it.
Well, there's no need for a search. I've come to take pictures. I explained to the lady.
A bit odd behaviour.
No, it's not. There's pictures and videos all over YouTube, especially you lot with your rubber gloves searching people taking pictures.
You're
scumbags.
Right, so you've come here to take pictures of police with an acorn of scumbags. You're going to be detained for the purpose of the search.
I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less.
Section 1 of pace,
right, I'm going to put this down here.
Yeah, don't worry. My camera's on, alright?
Right away, the officers treat Matt taking photographs of marked police vehicles as though it carries some form of wrongdoing. They even go so far as to label it as strange, which immediately falls short because something being unusual does not make it unlawful. Instead of building any genuine understanding, they move straight into detaining him, bypassing the need to establish proper grounds and exposing how quickly the decision to act appears to come before any justification. When Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984 is then relied upon, it only underscores the issue further, as that power depends on reasonable suspicion linked to specific prohibited items, not simply someone standing in a public place with a camera.
I'll be having a copy of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do, we're searching now, and then as a result of this, we make a search record.
I'll put your foot on it.
Yeah. So as a result of the search, we're going to make a search record, alright?
Yeah, I know how it works,
3 months to claim for a copy of that search record, alright? Like I said, it's under Section 1 of PACE, and it's because you've reportedly been wandering around. I don't know if you've been the other side of the barriers or not.
What are you expecting to find?
I'm not sure. Anything that might be related to...
You need to know what
exactly,
you're going to find. You don't just search someone and say you're not sure.
Anything relating to theft of motor vehicles, you know, vehicle interference. We have people that have stuff on them to try and open car doors and things like that.
All these cameras.
Well, that's what I'm not sure.
Vehicle. Check these numbers
as a result, that's what we're going to search. Alright, we're going to do it in our own time, sir. You've come here, okay?
Which I'm entitled to do. And other people
you're going to allow me to talk. You're going to allow me to talk. Right, fine. You've been detained for the purpose of search. I'm not going to explain that. It's been said that you've been walking in around vehicles.
So, I have not been around any vehicles.
Allow me to explain why you're being detained. Allow me to explain why you're being detained.
When Matt asks what they expect to find, the officers cannot provide a clear answer, immediately revealing that the search was not based on any genuine suspicion from the outset. Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984 requires officers to suspect specific items before detaining someone, not to conduct a search in the hope that something might turn up, and their uncertainty makes that evident. The reasoning then shifts again to the theft of motor vehicles, which only highlights how they are now scrambling to attach the search to anything that sounds remotely plausible. The suggestion itself does not withstand scrutiny either. Someone openly taking photographs in broad daylight outside police headquarters, surrounded by surveillance cameras, is hardly how vehicle thefts are planned.
It's been alleged that you've been walking around the vehicle. That's a bit suspicious behaviour. You can be detained for the purpose of search. Yes, it is. You can be detained for the purpose of search to discover whether or not you've got anything on you linked to those offences.
And guess what?
You'll be committing using commission offence. You don't have anything on you. You've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, guess what else I haven't got on me? Any ID nuts, so...
That's fine, no worries.
That's absolutely fine.
You're not going to find out.
That's fine, no worries. You got anything sharp or anything on you? No, nothing's going to hurt
Chewing gum, car keys.
So we're from North Kent Police Station, alright?
Why did you say she's going to get some marked cars to look at?
I don't know. I wasn't there when that conversation happened. Well, did she not fill you in? She told us that you've been standing up here and looking to take pictures.
Did she never ask you that?
And then you walking around, potentially going to the other side of the barrier.
But she never, I never let you say, you've got cameras everywhere,
Not alleging that you have.
Check your cameras then before you start searching people.
We can detain you for the purpose of search, sir. Behaviour is what
It's unlawful.
Yes, it is. Under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Act 1984.
No, you use Section 26, the Criminal Justice Act. Unlawful search.
No, Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Act 1984.
You get it reported.
That's absolutely fine. Section 1 of the Police and
Everyone
Criminal Act
will see
allows
what
us to stop and
scumbags you
detain
are.
people for the purpose of search to see whether or not they've got stolen or prohibited articles or any articles used in the commission of an offence.
As the search begins, the situation becomes increasingly questionable when Matt points out that a police staff member had earlier been willing to bring a marked car over for him to photograph. Yet now, officers are treating the very same behavior as suspicious enough to justify a search. That contradiction exposes how inconsistent the response truly is, with one part of the organization accommodating the activity while another escalates it. When Matt raises Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, it adds another layer, as that provision addresses situations where powers are used improperly or where lawful activity is obstructed without proper grounds. If the search is built on shifting reasoning and inconsistent concerns, it begins to edge toward exactly the kind of misuse that the legislation is designed to guard against.
I was going to look at that police car.
Well, that's not saying that sure. That's why we don't know what you're up to. I don't know what you're up to. That's not very nice, is it? Well, you're more than amicable with you and explain.
No, you've been a dickhead doing this.
Right, okay. Well, being more than amicable with you.
Nothing on you anyway, so that's all good. We're all happy now. That means, you know, we're all happy.
I don't care if you're happy or not. Go away.
Go away, yeah?
Go on.
Right. So
You're dismissed. Move.
Don't talk to me like that.
Or else what? Or else what?
Well, you don't need to talk to me like that, do you? I'm just trying to be amicable.
You shouldn't search me. That's not amicable. Saying, I'll go and get some police cars for you to have a look at, and it turns out, rather than helping me,
I never said that
you're going to search
I never
me.
said that to you. Why would we get police cars out here for people to take pictures of? That's not what
Why
we
did
do.
you? Why did you say that then?
We don't have time to do that.
No, you don't. You have time to search photographers taking pictures, you jokers.
Right. And
Shift.
It's not the reason. Don't talk to me like that.
Shift.
I'm trying to explain
Shift.
to you. Trying to explain to you why you've been detained for the purpose of search. You don't like the fact you've been detained for the purpose of search.
It doesn't bother me.
Your behaviour.
You've made me a lot of money.
Doesn't bother
You've
you.
made me a lot of money.
You're filming us.
You've made me a lot of money and you've made yourselves famous.
Once the search turns up nothing, one officer remarks that they are now satisfied, and that single line reveals everything, as it shows the encounter was driven by personal comfort rather than a lawful threshold. Police powers are not there to settle an officer's feelings, and a search cannot be justified simply because someone appears unusual to them. Then comes another contradiction. They claim they do not have time to move vehicles around for him, yet somehow had ample time to detain and search him over nothing. That only highlights how misplaced their priorities were. The fact that they continue to fall back on Matt's behavior says even more, because behavior alone is not a substitute for proper grounds under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984. By this point, the search has not supported suspicion, it has dismantled it.
I'm just trying to explain to you why I've been detained. You don't like it.
You've already done it once.
I apologise for that.
No, you don't.
But the fact of the matter is that the manner of your
You're
behaviour...
a power-tripping egomaniac.
The manner of your behaviour...
Which is what? Having a look for some panda cars to take pictures of. Have a look at all my Google reviews of all the police cars I've got photos of, and I don't get searched.
Well, you've been detained.
Why only here have I been searched for taking pictures of a police car?
That's not the reason why you've been detained for the purpose of search.
Which was what?
I've literally just explained to you. It's been alleged that you've been walking around in and around
Huntingdon, Cambridge Police Headquarters.
So I'm not going to
I walked round the whole headquarters in the yard and everything, and they came and took me and they showed me the bikes.
I highly doubt.
Look on YouTube then, you dick.
You don't need to call me that. Right. So
look on YouTube then. You won't know, will you?
This conversation's
right. You're dismissed then. Right, go away.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
No, go away.
Can we assist you in any
No, go away.
No worries.
Go away.
You know where we are.
I'm going to look wherever I want to look now. You know I'm safe.
As long as you don't go past
I'm going
the barriers,
to
it's
take
fine.
pictures of every staff car I can and put it on YouTube.
Right, as long as you don't go
And
past
that's
them
down to
barriers,
you.
it's all right.
You've done that to your staff.
I've explained it to you.
You've done that to your staff. You're going to get all these cars put on YouTube. You're going to get 100,000 views.
What ultimately undermines their position here is that Matt points out he has visited other police stations without issue, which makes it clear that the problem was never the act itself. It was this particular group of officers choosing to treat it as one. Then, once that point is challenged, an officer suddenly states that the photographs were not even the reason for the search, which is a significant admission because it shows their original justification cannot withstand scrutiny. The explanation shifts once again, and now the issue is said to be that he has been walking around the area. That only makes the situation appear worse. When the reasoning keeps changing in this way, it does not strengthen the justification for the search.
All I'd say is please don't
Do you
go on the
believe
other-
that?
Please don't go on the other side of the barriers.
Do you believe that?
Please don't go on the other side of the barriers.
You're a scumbag.
You're being very polite to me, aren't you?
So, don't search me for no reason, just
I've
because I
just
went down
explained-
there.
So I'm not going to have this conversation.
Bugger off then.
Well, you keep talking to me.
Jog on.
There's front counter stuff in if you do need
I don't
any
need any
space.
face. That was a low trick. People are going to see what you've just done. How you try to trick someone. I could have had bloody learning difficulties or anything.
So I'll explain to you why you've been detained.
What about someone with learning difficulties that likes police cars? You come and search them. You're absolute scumbag. You know there is nothing wrong with it.
Day, sir, you've been seen potentially walking in around here.
So, anyone that walks in and round a vehicle, do you come and search them?
If it's suspicious behaviour, yes, I will. Suspicious.
So walking between vehicles is suspicious. What vehicles have I walked between? I haven't. I went down to that gate and I came back. I didn't go in the car park. I've not walked between any vehicles. So stop lying. It's all on camera.
That's the allegation that we got. Sir.
Right, so someone's telling lies.
That's the information we got. We've searched you. Nothing.
It's a good job I got that lady's badge on here, isn't it, so I can find out who she is.
Absolutely fine. Okay, but we've ascertained that you've got nothing on you. There's nothing for us to worry about. That's it. Simple. Done.
Yeah, if you want to take some pictures of the cars, feel free. As
I
long as you
will
don't go
do.
past
You don't have to tell me I can do it. I will do it.
Just don't go past barriers and that's fine, alright?
Yeah, all right.
Right, you're going to be the scumbags of YouTube. Use lot. It's disgraceful what you've just done.
I apologise if you feel upset by it.
No, the whole of the UK is going to be upset by it.
We've made sure you haven't got anything on you.
And you come out and you do this. You've gone from
only 5
potentially...
stuff, isn't it?
Well, how come no one else does it then? All the other police stations. What's your problem?
Well, I don't know what you've done at the other police stations.
Exactly the same. I've even gone in the yards and they've been all right.
So we've gone off the information that we've been provided with. Okay,
Right, well, someone needs their ass kicking about it then, because it's disgraceful. You go then.
Well, I'm going to go back in. Okay. All I would say is that you might get other police coming.
I couldn't
outside.
care less. I'll go through them like I don't know what if I do.
No worries at all, sir. All right. Thank you. For your day.
I'll kick the backside.
Good day, alright?
The only update I could find comes from Matt himself, where he states in the comments that he currently has a case against the officers. That is significant, as it suggests the interaction did not simply end in frustration but may have progressed into formal action. Given how the encounter unfolded, that is not surprising. When officers rely on assumptions, act first, and only later attempt to justify those actions, it creates the kind of situation that can open the door to complaints or even legal claims. What stands out toward the end is how firmly the officers cling to the original allegation. Instead of weighing Matt's explanation or checking CCTV, something that would have taken only minutes, they treat second-hand information as fact. That approach turns the usual expectation on its head. Policing is meant to be about verifying information. By refusing to check the very cameras that could confirm or dismiss the concern, they effectively chose convenience over accuracy. What makes the ending particularly notable is how quietly it dissipates. After acting on an allegation serious enough to justify a detention and search, there is no follow-up, no attempt to verify it, and no acknowledgement that nothing was found. They simply head back inside, leaving the very concern that triggered the entire encounter completely unresolved. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It genuinely helps me continue my independent coverage. Also, be sure to check out Matt. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some support. Thank you for watching.